They go 4 wide on 1st down and 10. Minshew standing in there, loses the football. The Raiders recover, but it was Odafe Owe who knocked it free. The play clock down to 2. Lamar, pressure coming. He sees it over the middle. Flowers has got it. And a 1st down for Baltimore. Marcus Epps on the tackle, but Zay zips for 19.
He's potentially getting a pressure look.
Jackson, Crosby's there, and Max Crosby's got him. Crosby just crashed across the line of scrimmage for his 2nd sack of the year. Be about a 56-yard field goal from here. Lamar, and that's called by Rashad Bateman, slips 1 tackle, but then Spillane comes again to get him at the 30. This one from 48 yards away. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens get on the board first. Minshew to the air. Adams has it for a 1st down. Marlon Humphrey makes the tackle, but the Raiders move the chains. Minshew, pressure's coming. He is sacked! Away with his 1st sack of the year. Jackson looking deep for Andrews, and it's incomplete. He knows Lamar Jackson, in his words, is the best player on the field. There's going to be moments when he goes off. They're trying to limit those. So far they have. And what a catch right there by Brock Bowers. This is an area of the field where you could take a shot on 2nd and 2. Minshew is throwing, and underneath he's got the 1st down. That is Michael Mayer on the catch for 11 yards. That's
Get the motion to give an indication of zone or man. It looks like zone.
Abdullah is stuffed. Jones and Matabike. Carlson is good. Derrick Henry, 4 carries, -5 yards. Out of the backfield here, and Lamar connects with Flowers. That's a catch and a 1st down, a gain of 17. Breakup and 3 tackles for a loss, all here in the 1st half. Here he comes again, and Lamar to Likely. Isaiah Likely has a 1st down.
And then Likely had a whole bunch of them a week ago.
Gain of 11 for Likely on 1st down. Jackson to Derrick Henry. Henry slips a tackle, and he's got a 1st down. Divine Diablo had him, but could not get him to the ground, and it's a gain of 13. He does not have a catch yet for Baltimore on 3rd down. Jackson rolling right, still going, now throws, and incomplete. Tried to squeeze one into Flowers along the sideline. Play clock at 3. Tucker's kick is good. All right, Nate, love the reference. Miss those old CD players. 2nd and 8. Minshew with time, and he is picked off. And now going against Roger Rosengarten, the 2nd-round pick out of Washington is in at right tackle. Lamar dancing around the pocket. Crosby's there. Now Lamar, wide open is Flowers. And Flowers is wrestled down by Jacorian Bennett. It's a 3rd down and 8 for Baltimore. 0 for their last 5 on 3rd down. Crosby's coming. Jackson taking a deep shot down the field. Aguilar down there, and what a play by Bennett. Jacorian Bennett got his hand in there to break it up, and it's 4th down. So now Justin Tucker from 56 yards away. He missed from 53 in week 1. He was 1 of 5 from 50-plus last year, and this one is no good. Minshew under pressure and sacked. Kyle Van Noy. Carlson right down the middle. And we are tied at 6. Jackson with time. There's Andrews with his 1st catch. 1st and 10. Jackson over the middle, and he's got Aguilar for a first down. Aguilar to the 42-yard line. 3rd down and 2. Jackson, and that's complete to Andrews for a first down.
Now they have to go. Get up. Now he's helping Antonio Pierce focus on the little things as a head coach.
Tucker 32 yards away. And it's good with 3 seconds to go in the first half. 2 with Justice Hill in the backfield. Handoff to Hill up the middle. And Hill with some nice running picks up the first down and more. 2nd down and 8. Jackson over the middle. Andrews makes a great catch. Henry running left. There's some room over there for Derrick Henry. Henry with a stiff arm. Derrick Henry rumbling down the sideline.
Point blank range.
They break the huddle quickly. Jackson end zone. Touchdown! Zay Flowers. He was benched for most of the first half. Minshew with time. Here's White. White gets away from Harrison, and Zamir White picks up a first down. Play fake. Minshew. He's got Bowers wide open at the 40. Brock Bowers bulldozes his way to the 32 before he's knocked out by Marcus Williams. Minshew steps up, throws. He's got Myers, and he's tackled short of a first down. Minshew looking deep for Devontae Adams. It's incomplete. Stevens had the coverage. Ravens take over after the failed 4th and 2. And throwing on first down, Jackson to Bateman. A pickup of 12. Bennett on the tackle. Jackson, and that pass is intercepted by Spillane, or are they calling him down? Yes, that's an interception. Down by contact after the pick. But Robert Spillane comes up with the INT.
I know Luke Getsy is still feeling out this Raiders offense, but it's a big opportunity you've got to take advantage of.
Minshew gets rid of it and completes it for a first down. That is Jacoby Myers going for 12 yards. Minshew escapes. Now throwing deep to Bowers at the 5. And Bowers still going. Brock Bowers bulldozes his way down to the 1.
Oh, man.
What a play by Bowers and Minshew. 1st and goal for Las Vegas. Madison, the running back. Madison takes the handoff, pushes forward and in. And a big touchdown off the Lamar Jackson INT. 30 seconds left in the 3rd quarter here in Baltimore. Jackson, he's got Bateman, and Bateman holds on. That's a great catch by Rashad Bateman, good for 19. Jackson, quick pass, there's Likely. Nice move by Likely to pick up the first down. We saw a lot of that a week ago against Kansas City. 2nd catch today for Likely. Here's Derrick Henry. Henry stretches out for a 9-yard gain. Henry pitch left. Blocker ahead is Stanley. Henry runs right by him and picks up the first down. And a late flag comes in.
More than made up for it. Remade Baltimore Ravens offensive line.
Look at this. Lamar Jackson goes wide. Henry in the Wildcat formation. He can throw it. Here he's going to keep it, pushing forward, and he's in for a touchdown!
I think the result's the same in the end.
Agreed.
And Gene, just to confirm, replay assist cannot help out in that situation as Minshew is sacked. Minshew fires. Adams has it into Baltimore territory and down at the 38-yard line. A big play when they needed it. Raiders using some tempo. Minshew, pump fakes. Directing traffic, throwing along the sideline. Adams, he's got it!
Again.
What a catch by Davante Adams.
This is what Antonio Pierce wanted.
Davante Adams in the slot at the top of your screen. Minshew keeping the play alive. Now Chase throws corner of the end zone, incomplete. Kyle Van Noy applying the heat. Play clock down to 2. Carlson 25 yards away, and the kick is good. With 9:21 to go, and it's a 7-point Baltimore lead. Jackson batted down. Spillane got a hand on it. And a big play again by Robert Spillane. They get the ball back for their offense, led by Gardner Minshew. On first down, Minshew looking down the sideline deep, and Adams has it again. Davante Adams makes the play.
That is number 17 going across the formation and settling in the slot, Davante Adams.
Minshew, Bowers is wide open. Another Las Vegas first down for Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers, that's his 7th reception on the day. Bowers in the slot.
Minshew looking for Bowers. He's got it again. First down, Las Vegas.
Probably because of the fighting and going back and forth between the two.
White, no, it's Minshew. Touchdown! Davante Adams. And now let's see what Antonio Pierce does. Jackson, here comes the pressure, and guess who? Max Crosby!
Gotten a lot more exciting. The Ravens got some early points. Now the Raiders are being stringent and coming back.
3rd and 19, shut down to Justice Hill. Stopped well short of a first down, and some frustration from the home fans here in Baltimore.
So this is all on the Ravens defense right now.
2nd and 1, Minshew over the middle, and that is caught. Jacoby Myers reels it in. First down for Las Vegas.
Same play.
Here's White. Does not get the first. 2 yards shy, so Las Vegas can take their time. Carlson kick on the way, and it is good! With 27 seconds left, Las Vegas goes up by 3. Jackson over the middle, and he's got a man. That is Mark Andrews, who crosses the 40, and now they got to hustle. An 11-yard pickup.
Get this thing out to the sideline. It's high.
Jackson looking deep down the field. Likely could not hold on with 1 second left.
Man, you still got to believe Max Crosby, who's standing right here in the middle of the field.
Jackson just going to run. Lamar with blockers ahead. Jackson throws it back. That's Justice Hill. Hill, that looks like a forward pass. There's the flag. Stanley coughs it up. Raiders don't have it yet. Now they do, and that should do it. What a comeback by Las Vegas.
Incomplete pass by the offense. The game is